Welcome back, MTG Joe here. We are wrapping up our final installment of the budget build series for Golos Field. This is the non-budget toon version, anything kind of goes build of the deck. So we've played two variations so far. There was the budget version, which only contained 8 rares. It was just the Golos and the Field of the Dead. Everything else was common and uncommons. Really easy deck to build if you're newer to the chat, like newer to Arena. The mid-budget, we went to about, I think it was about 20-ish or so, combination of rares and mythics. And this one here is the non-budget version. So usually with these non-budget, I try to tie it to some tiered list. This being so early in the meta, there's been a lot of variations on like Golos lands, stuff like that. So this pretty much is a free-for-all. This is an initial take. I was playing a bit of it last night, and I had about mixed results. I won probably about 50% of the games, but found that the card draw was a little low. So I was playing Golden Goose instead of Arboreal Grazer. I found in this deck, though, because you want to get lands down, the Grazer is a little bit better, where Goose, oftentimes, it could ramp you to turn 3, like either Oko or Teferi, but it wasn't really doing much for us in terms of getting our land counts up to actually pay off for Field of the Dead. So this particular version here, we still have the same shell. We got the Beanstalk, Circuitous Routes, and Grazers, and Growth Spiral as our ramp. The main addition, we went to a 3rd Hydroid Krasis. I found the card draw was needed. And then I'm playing 4 Okos in the main. The main thing here is we got rid of the Gates Ablaze and the Guild Summits in lieu of Oko, which really helps to slow down the game. It could create tokens, it can get rid of troublesome creatures, can exchange our zombie tokens for other creatures if need be. And then I went with Time Wipe. So some lists I've seen are playing upwards of 4 Realm-Cloaked Giants. I particularly like the Time Wipe for the reason that you can bounce your Golos and it doesn't die. That way you can reset and then just go get another land. So usually you could chain Golos, you can cast this for free and then cast Golos again. So there's some utility there. I actually like the Beanstalk Giant. A lot of those lists are just playing Realm-Cloak or some other stuff. I found this pretty useful both as an early ramp spell and then just a big creature on the tail end that usually survives. At the time our Gates Ablaze, but it's also a target we can reset with Time Wipe or with Teferi to get another land. So being able to bounce our own creature, then you can get to use the adventure ability again. In addition, I switched the mana base up a bit because we're not the sole Gates Matter with Guild Summit and Gates Ablaze. I did introduce some number of the Scry lands. So we're playing pretty much 4 of the 5. And then I still have the Plaza Harmonies in here and the Field of the Deads. 3 Plaza Harmonies may be a little bit too much, and I may want a Guided Passage instead. But we'll play a couple games. I was playing Guided Passage last night and it was okay. The Plaza Harmony, if we can hit it with the life gain, could be quite relevant. I also added in a couple Shocklands and Stomping Ground, and I believe Steam Vents as well, if I'm not mistaken. Steam Vents, yeah. So just kind of differentiate. We did have a couple issues where we get multiple of the same, because we're playing a higher density of the similar guild gates, so this is a way around it. Sideboard wise, I've updated it a bit as well. I got a Deafening Clarion as another board wipe, more for the aggressive matchups. It comes down a little bit earlier. A Planar Cleansing is a way to deal with like heavy Planeswalker decks, so it's a nice answer. Like I lost to Garruk last night just because I couldn't interact with, like I was attacking through the wolves, but then Garruk kept getting bigger and then it kept killing my Golos, so it's a way around there. Then I got a couple of the 6 mana Planeswalkers. I was playing 2 Chandras last night and a Garruk main. Garruk was kind of win more. Chandra's an alternative post-board when they bring in sweepers. For zombies, it's a way to pressure and targeted removal. And then Ugin can catch all removal, make tokens for us to get card advantage. I'm going up to 3 agents, steal their stuff instead of killing their stuff with like the Meteor Golem, and then 1 mass manipulation. Although you can't hit it off Golos, it's a good like catch-up mechanic. So I'm going to run this through. We'll see how it goes. I'm also going to be mindful of the game 1s. There is the event coming in a couple days where if you get 12 wins, you win every card in Standard. It's best of 1, but you only get 1 loss. So I'm trying to figure out what I want as my best of one deck. This is a good starting point to see. I'll be back later with a couple Oko shells. I want to play some of those to see. I've really liked Oko so far. I just want to see what's the best kind of fit for it. So we're still at gold 3. I was kind of operating at about a 50% clip last night, so we won some, we lost some, kind of got back in the same spot. So we'll play this through, see how it goes. Still early in the season, so jamming some stuff, seeing what we like. As always, I see how we're playing in the beginning. Most of the ranking up I do is on stream, so not really concerned with going for Mythic. It's more around getting some good gameplay videos. Alright, so let's get started. So this hand is a keep. I'm going to keep this. So depending on how aggressive this matchup is, I may be inclined to do Plaza Harmony next turn, just so we can set up for a turn 3 Oko. And then if we draw another land, it also gets us ahead. I still think we do it. I'm just going to do this now. On the off chance they're playing counters, I don't want to be hit by it. So I was hoping for a land there, to be honest. This is Grixis. This is probably a Thought Erasure. So interesting to see what they take here. Probably the Oko's my guess. So this is likely the Fire of Inventions deck. In the dark as well, like Beanstalk's not a terrible. Okay, so they take Oko. If we don't hit a land, then I'm going to Beanstalk. Okay, so we hit a land. I still think we Beanstalk here. Like, it's more utility getting us the lands out. We also don't have white mana. So that sets us up there. And just play that out. I also want to keep the Teferi ideally for when they have Fire of Inventions to bounce it. That could be the Devil mana. So here... So I think we just play Teferi out and then plus it. They can't play it, and then they also, if they want to Bedevil, they have to do it on their turn, which means they can't fire. Okay, so they use a Sabotage. So this likely isn't the Fires deck. The Fires deck usually doesn't play counter magic, so this is more of a Grixis control. Okay, so Teferi's pretty good draw there.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
So now I'm going to draw a card. Pass the turn. Realm-Cloaked's not bad. It's another spell here. This could be Nico Bolas, potentially. So in this matchup, we really want to find Field of the Dead. Golos would be good. That's really where we don't want to be. So I'm playing out one of these. They've shown Angrath's Rampage, so we want to have something else to sack for creature-wise if they play it. And then in this matchup post-board, we would cut the Arboreal Grazers. Against control, you don't need them. The game goes long. Yeah, we're in a pretty bad spot here. Without drawing a Golos.
Will be your end. My schemes have been foiled.
These are drawing 2 of them.
I cannot exploit.
Has been pretty rough. Okay, so we just set up that. I don't think we want root. The problem being 2.
Conceivable.
Like, we're not without an early field. This comes down and they just kill it with Nico Bolas. And then this being Grixis, they probably have a ton of answers for Beanstalk Giant. So I may actually just... Okay, so we got Golos. Golos gets us Field of the Dead. If we didn't draw Golos, I would have conceded there, just to not let him know that we were a field deck. So let's get the field. And what this starts doing for us, so although we can't activate Golos right now, it's important against these types of control decks to have a way of continual pressure. And then Grixis doesn't have a true board wipe, so they're going to have to either use Nicol Bolas on it or Uptick. I could get rid of the time wipe at this point. I'm not too concerned with it. Having a Teferi out would be a little bit useful, but they would have probably just killed it. So ETG. So they got Beanstalk and then 2 Golos. I imagine they down tick here. They can have Angrath's Rampage, which is a pretty clean answer. Yeah. Okay, plus with Nicol.
I will return one day. My schemes are
1, 2,
never
3,
ending.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, Bowsy. This is the like fully like no budget version. So I'm just gonna do this. It gets us 2 bodies as opposed to 1, and then I can Beanstalk here. So this one here, sideboard's got a bit more options. We're playing 4 Okos in the main board. The mana base, we got some more shock lands and the scry lands. So we got Punish that route. We've hit 3 Golos now. And then this is about to ultimate. So I'm just going to get rid of the white source here. Oh, we don't have white mana. So I think we lost this one. This pops off, yeah. Grixis is usually tough for field decks. They have a lot of clean answers. So in this matchup, usually bring in the agents. Planar Cleansing's good. Ugin, Chandra, Mass Manipulation, and these. Coming out are the Grazers. Probably get rid of Realm-Cloak. Get rid of the Time Wipes. They'll probably bring in Unmoored Ego, but that's fine if they do. We need 3 more cuts. They brought counters, but I think we could shave down a couple Teferis. They're not as good in this matchup. I like these as ramp. Golos is just great value, so I like playing it. How many lands are we playing? 28? We can go to 27. Cut a Plaza of Harmony. And just run the turn. So like what we want to do here is try to get a Field of the Dead down before they play Unmoored Ego. Okay, that's sweet. So here I can go Island into Growth Spiral, play Field of the Dead. Again, because they showed counters the first game, I'm gonna respect the counter. And then if they don't Thought Erasure us, I got Oko. That's likely Thought Erasure. You're playing blue-black, they always have it, so they take Oko here. Not the end of the world. There's no reason not to do this now. So just play that out. We do have an answer for their first threat. And we're up to 5 lands. Narset's a problem usually against us, so it's good they cast it out.
I know 88 wins.
This will also let us scry, so it can shape our next few draws. Okay, I got that. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So, get rid of Narset here. So that guarantees us to get a land, but I think we just try to get some more action going.
I'm certain you're quite charmed to meet me.
So then what we're going to do is just start creating these food tokens, making them into creatures to attack, and pressuring our opponent that way. They keep it on top. See, Bedevil I believe is 2 blocks, so they're missing that. These rampages have been really good against us. Okay, so that sets up a scry. We want some action. So, they're gonna have a ritual if we kind of go off. That's fine. Okay, so Root's actually pretty good. They can, like, clean up our board, but this gets us some lands out of our library. It gets us the black mana we need. See, I don't necessarily agree with that when you have an answer. I would rather prefer to hold this, in my opinion, for like an actual threat. You just get to clean our board there. So no, I wanted to sack that. Crap. Crap.
I have other schemes to what my intellect is without limit.
So that's a perfect draw.
Chandra, the immolation sensation.
So we need to 5 there.
With your not being on fire problem.
So what I intended to do was sack the token. Now they got a second one, and then they just -1 because they could copy Chandra's ability.
Multiverse in my image.
Yeah, so the list is already, if you hover right over here, they should show the deck on AetherHub, the deck, but you can check it out on aetherhub.com. Pull up the deck list if you'd like to see. And then I do a full article write-up, basically highlighting all my thoughts on the deck itself.
I'm everything.
So the one thing I've noticed about this deck is we do kind of lack card draw. And like you'd expect with... So this is the version that I'm playing right now. It might not be the final version.
Would be pain. Let your weak mind.
Yeah, you can check it out over there. I'm still tweaking it. So usually what I try to do with the non-budget versions. So they could down tick here. So I probably just get a second Field of the Dead. This is a problem versus us. So the reason I didn't get black mana here is Nicol Bolas. So they're likely either have an answer or they Nicol Bolas it. And then getting a second Field of the Dead creates more tokens. We're now in a race situation, so we need to try to go face. This is troublesome because if they get like Agent or Treachery from us, So just get lands. We do have quite a density of lands in our deck, so it might be advantageous. So we go Cry here. Seems like kind of a loose trade-off. I'd maybe want to keep the agent, because like now we do this. No counter, no counter, no counter, no counter, no counter, no counter, no counter. Shit! That's what we needed. Ah, that would have been so good. Steal their Nicol Bolas, plus it, and then start eating away at their hand. They still have our mystery card from the Thief. Okay, they Growth Spiral. So it's probably one of the weaker draws they could have had.
Defiance is infuriate. Witness a mote of my power.
So we're just drawing like the wrong end of our deck. I think I want to go up to 4 Hydroid Krasis. This was the same issue last night. We just didn't get card draw. May want to play Drawn into Dreams. But I think Krasis is the best. It's just a mana sink and a threat. Here... Need my double green. I can get rid of the Temple of Epiphany.
Another time, Planeswalker. You have no weakness I cannot exploit.
Okay. We get it this time. Another counter. Jeez. Alright. Well, that wasn't our day. Let's switch this up a bit. Still trying to find the exact numbers of what I like. And playing Grixis is just rough. Their main win conditions are Planeswalkers, and we usually have a harder time. So this is the list we're playing. I'm going up to 4 Hydroid Krasis now. And it might be wrong. Like, having Oko down is really powerful. But maybe we go 3 Okos and go up the other route just to get ahead on lands. Or card draw wise, let's do this and then do Drawn into, or you know what, let's go Nicol Bolas. No, he's too hard to cast from a mana wise. We don't play 3 black sources. Ugin reduces our cost main. Let's do Ugin. I also like because it's catch-all removal. And it's colorless, so it's something nice to come in at the 6 mana spot. Let's run it like that, see how it goes. The opponent did have 3 Sinister Sabotage. We had Agent and Mass Manipulation for their Nicol Bolas. If either of those went through, we would have had a much more dramatically different game. But it's just about seeing now how we want to tweak it. So I'm going to keep this hand. So we don't have white source, but hoping to find it. Keep a Krasis there. So drop the Guildgate and then play Stomping Ground. So this can be a ramp near. Could be Golos Gates, or not Golos, Yark Field. Yark might be another answer, but we don't really have ETB effects outside of like Yark. Yeah. A white source would be good here. So I'm gonna go the vents. Okay, so Route's good because it will hit us our white source for the following turn. I hope they take Teferi here, but they probably take the Route is my guess. Yeah. Yeah, so I tweaked the mana on this one, Quantum. I'm playing some more of the gates. And then the scry lands as well. So we'll just attack in. They can block there, but you kind of fake it sometimes. Like a white source is actually pretty good here. We can bounce this out of the way, attack in. Yeah, they got Yarok. They get double trigger. In retrospect, maybe we don't keep that hand just because it didn't really go anywhere, but... Okay, so it's actually pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Even that's a little odd. We've drawn this many cards and haven't hit whites. Yeah, they're gonna get multiple Cavalier triggers here. They have the field going, so we need to dig for a time wipe. This matchup shouldn't be too bad, because we play board wipes where they don't. So they got Cavalier in the bin, Once Upon a Time in the bin. There's the option to play Once Upon a Time as well as card draw. It's kind of like digging in that sense. We're pretty far ahead at this point. Thing is, even Time Wipe we're off, Realm-Cloak we're off. Just awkward. Let's do 5 again, see what we get. I don't think we win at this point. We're too far off on the whites. And like we have a lot of white sources. It's just weird draw, like we see that much. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4... 5 white sources plus Plaza of Harmony, so it may make sense to go up another white source. So this matchup, Planar Cleansing, Deafening Clarion, Chandra, Noxious Grasp, and the agents coming out. Get rid of the Grazers. They don't do a whole lot. I like the removal. Ugin's probably not as good. Teferi's not that good in this matchup, actually. Maybe play the Ugin. Play it instead of... Because Ugin's card advantage. But I'll probably just go like that. Run it through. I missed the Field of the Nexus of Fate version. Okay, so we can go. So we're off the triple white, and it might be ambitious. We're gonna tweak the mana base after this and add another white source. I'm actually okay with the Growth Spiral because it just gets us ahead on lines. And we have field, so the quicker... Usually in these kind of mirror matches of field decks, you want to be the first to get an active field. That way you're on the offense, not the defense. So I'll just pass the turn. This mana base also shows like we might have something like Noxious Grasp. So we'll go Temple here just to scry. Izzet Guildgate. No, we want white sources or action at this point. Grasp's pretty good here. Jeez. We are not drawing the half of the deck we want. So they Once Upon a Time. So they likely just drew this for the turn, otherwise. Yeah, Ricky Joes, this is the full version. So it's moved a little bit away from the dedicated gates. We're not playing like the Guild Summit package. And we might go back to it, to be honest. I want to try that out. This version I'm just experimenting with to see what works, what doesn't. So we're just going to go like this. Hey, there's our white source. And there's Golos. Yeah, we go Golos here. So we have the white source. We have red, blue, green, black, field. So let's set up a scry land here. Just to draw into, or actually, let's go Azorius Guildgate. Because then with the Plaza Harmony, we have 3 whites. So then that turns on planar cleansing if we need it. The one downside was we didn't deal with this, but it looks like we're going to get a Golos activation anyways. So let's activate Golos here. That's a pretty shitty Golos, to be honest. So I'm gonna cast this, it dies, but it keeps it from exile, just in case they have any shuffle effects. 2/4, they can't kill Golos, so we'll attack in. So part of the reason I didn't play the land there is because we could play the lands off Golos, especially if we hit more Field of the Deads. Okay, so we got the Noxious Grasp for Yark. They're going to get quite a bit of value here, though. We also only have 1 black source, which means we have to decide between killing Yark. Get their value here. Once they start to overcommit to the board, we have this planar cleansing to catch us up. So I'll probably give it another turn or so. Let them go wild and then drop planar cleansing. We got the second field. Also, we do this in case we get Agent of Treachery, or you just get that. Can go Beanstalk Giant, but I think we just get a land, and then we get it on the flip side. Get a second red source here. And then can go the Stomping Grounds. Tapped, or we can get the scry going. I think I like the scry better here. Yeah, because we don't want more lands. We want something like either Hydroid Krasis, Agent of Treachery, even a Time Wipe would be pretty solid here. Clarion would be good. Chandra would be good. Chandra not as good because of the Risen Reefs, but Cavalier. Not hitting a second black source is a little awkward. We're probably gonna have to planar cleansing here. One, two, three. They will get back something with... Oh, they brought Ceratops. Ceratops isn't as good against us. they're going nuts, overextending. Time Wipe would be the best. So we just trade with these. Buys us an opening. Okay, so there's the second black source. They have 24, so unfortunately we need to do it. Because if I do this, I'm a few mana short. We can gamble, but we lose otherwise. So I think we just do planar cleansing here. They put that on top. Surprised I didn't go like Yark. Get 2 zombies. This deck usually doesn't play Hydroid Krasis, but they do have the ability to get multiple lands. Okay, they got a 15/15. So we got the Noxious Grasp for one of them. Keep it on top. If we don't draw anything good. Ooh. Yes, please. I take. That's mine. So I want to get their chump blockers out of the way. So it's usually fine to attack in like this. And then because we don't need it right now, let's just drop this. I'm assuming they play Agent. They're at 25 cards, we're at 36. It's fine. We got rid of 2 of them. I got Yark. So Yark's some nice catch-up mechanic. They're also going to get a bunch here. Cavalier. So it won't be absurd for them to just mill themselves out. So we can just play defensively. Mind you, they're going to get a lot of zombies here, where we need the Time Wipe. Time Wipe would be good again. Chandra just as a buffer because they got us dead on board. I wonder if... Yeah, see, they're going a little crazy. They had us already lethal. So we can Golos here. Do we have a Scryland? We don't. So let's get Field of the Dead. Ooh, yes, 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 yes. In case they take the block incorrectly. Do it. Do it! Play that out. Play another Golos. Keep this Golos. Get Plaza of Harmony. Golos is so good. I got mine in the mail. They're like sold out at one of my local game stores, so they're drawing cards. Take 5 damage from that. We have 16 plus at least, I think, 2 Golos activations, so we might recover from this one. That's 6 cards. Because we don't play enough, like, a density of black, we can't really play Castle. Okay, they got Legion's End. It was a good draw for them. They hit us for 8 here. Take the damage. No blocks. Golos is worth more to us. So they chose the wrong one. So here, yeah, we got him. Nice recovery there. We had him dead a couple ways. We could have bounced their board, but I didn't want to give him. Like mass manipulation, there's a couple targets we can get, but I don't know if we necessarily want to. Like the Oko's good early, and it could shut off some of their elemental nonsense. Oh, they just concede. We'll take it. We will take it. Alright, so 1-1. Opponent didn't want to jam through with us. Let's see what we're working with, if we want to make any other changes. Maybe go down 3 Tefs. Play Drawn into Dreams. Do this. Put Ugin in the side. I like the mass. Maybe not even the mass manipulation. I might just want to go 4 agents. Like, it's such a good card. I like main board having answers and then the agents to steal their stuff afterwards. Take their lands or stuff. Or maybe just play another. Yeah, I think we go agent. And then I needed to add in another white source. So let's shave. Let's go down the steam vents. And then just go up a... Let's go up a black-white temple. I really like the scry lines. Oh, are we not playing Temple Garden? Let's go Temple Garden instead. So Temple of Silence. Where are you? Where are you? Temple of Silence. Okay, cool. So I'll update the final deck list. Agent steals on entering the battlefield. Not damage. But what you can do in this deck is either bounce it with Teferi or bounce it with Time Wipe and reset it so you can keep stealing their things. And then usually when you can steal a couple things, then you start drawing cards, which is useful for the deck as well. We don't have blue. Nope, it's not until it leaves the battlefield. It's as long as you control the card. I think we still keep this. This should hopefully find us a blue source. Nope. So hopefully this isn't one of the games we lose just because of poor mana. So unlike something like, say, Prison Realm, which it exiles until they leave the battlefield, Agent just gains control of the creature. Same with Mass Manipulation, it just gains control of the creature or Planeswalker. So this is likely the Jund... whatchamacallit deck? The Adventure deck. So it's actually not bad. We just need to hit a land here. Yeah. So it's either black, green. Oh, that's perfect. So let's get Azorius Guildgate. And probably... We got 2 red, 2 green. We need 2 blues. So let's get just the... Where's Simic? Let's get Simic. Golos next turn for Field of the Dead, and then we go off. So it's actually a very nice curve in the end. Yeah. So they'll get 2 1/1s. But you know what's better than 2 1/1s? Is Legion of Zombies. So this deck will play Murderous Rider. Which is going to be a little annoying. But I think we need to beat them going wide as opposed to... If we can skip like 1 turn, get 1 activation of Golos, I'll be really happy. No, they got it. The one thing is they do take quite a bit of incidental damage. We have a big Krasis to refill our hand here. X6. So usually I won't play a land, but unless it draws us an extra card, which this will. We get another Golos, which is great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll play that. Cool. Took him out. So I don't know if they're playing the red. In this matchup, Chandra's good. Deafening Clarion's good. Planar Cleansing. I don't know if we want Noxious Grasp. They have Lovestruck Beast, and they have the big dude, zombie dude. Or the Beanstalk Giant. So I don't like Teferi in this matchup because it gets them to reset their adventures. The question is, like, so we want to have board wipes for advantage. Drawn into Dreams is probably fine. We have Clarion. Maybe just a hedge will go like this. The Angel might not be as good now that we've cut down some of our gates. We might just want another Clarion there, because like Clarion will deal with a lot of their smaller stuff. Or I might want Garrick. Like Garrick seems gross here. Hi. Okay, keep this. So this is interesting, and I do think we put Oko. Oh no! I think we put Oko back. So the thing is, I'm not casting Oko until they have a board presence. Beanstalk can get us ahead on the land. That can hit us our 4th line for Circuitous Route. It also gets us our red source for the Clarion. This isn't the best hand. Where the other hand we had some card advantage in hand. It's a little bit harder to catch up here. Come on, opponent. Oh, they mulled to 5. Like, once upon a time, it's card filtering. They do get to dig a couple deep. Oh, that's actually very good. The Innkeeper will help him catch up. Plaza of Harmony is nice because I can go I could go Beanstalk on 3 like this. So I need to decide to To be honest here, we're probably just setting up a Clarion. I'll keep field. Hey, Lucky Clover. So we don't get the life. But keeping in Edge Keeper is... it's useful in this case, because they have the Clover out. If they start getting double adventures, you want to be able to control. So there we're good. So here, I'm just going to drop down... so this... cast this... we have blue, we have 2 whites. We have 1 green, but yeah, we don't have another green, so we'll play that. They haven't shown Ego, Field of the Dead, so let's just hit our colors, get the 3rd white down. This is if we draw Time Wipe. Okay, so now we just root. Oh, I screwed that up. We had to play Field of the Dead first. That was a mistake. I missed an extra zombie that way. Opponent looks to be flooding. So I'm probably gonna... One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can play both out. That was actually a pretty good catch-up. Draw 2 cards there. Or... okay, so we do this. Get an island. This is probably a free 2 points of damage. So I did it to just get the land out. We do lose the zombie. And then just play this out. They could have Murderous Rider, they get to kill both, but I think just continually dealing with these edge walling keepers. So that turn it's not bad. And if we could get a Murderous Rider out of hand, it's not the end of the world. Because we got these Beanstalks coming down. I think we plus this turn and then minus.
Let's get toasty.
Here's a 10-10. Just play this tap this turn. So I'm going to hold back the attackers. I want to throw something in front of the knight, something in front of Lovestruck. Chandra can wipe this, and then the Lovestruck beast can't... okay, so they get 2 of those.
I'm sorry.
Getting 1 point of Chandra emblem is actually not the end of the world, so they put 2 in front. They do need to pump here, so I think we just do this. So a little awkward here. We could use a Hydroid Krasis. Just gonna gain the life here. Haven't really drawn much other than lands this game. They have 1 knight. You're not a knight, right? You're a beast noble. It's almost worth them faking in the attack with the knight to get the pump first and then playing it out. And that buys them 2 turns. Oh, jeez. If we ever draw a Krasis, we're in a good spot. they just chump, so having this back as a blocker is more meaningful right now. It's not worth us trading. So this is where the fun comes. We get the Beanstalk back to our hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Don't think it matters much. So they need an answer this turn, otherwise they're dead. And that's why I like Time Wipe over more of the Realm-Cloaked Giants.
Your demise, it was probably going to die anyway.
They're just trying to draw. So they need Murderous Rider here. Yeah, that's the game. Sweet. So I think that final version is probably where we want to be. Card draw was still a little loose, but I think having the Drawn from Dreams would probably be a little bit better. Oops, wanted to crack our pack. Give me a Spawn of Mayhem or Light of the Legion. So the final deck, I'll update the one that's on Aether Hub right now. But we're basically looking at a couple Drawns in there, mixing it up. I really like Beanstalk Giant. I like the Time Wipes in there. 4 Krasis. Still unsold on Oko, to be honest. Seems like it's kind of not going with the rest of the plan. And with card draw, we may just want like another Drawn from Dreams, and then playing Teferi, and then the Circuitous Route. Just play like that. Go a little bit more Gates focused again. But you can play around. As long as you have the kind of the shell package, you can plug and play, especially if you have like pet cards that you like at the top end. I was playing Garrick last night. You can play Chandra main. You can play Agent of Treachery's main. It's really just building out the WinCon package of your choice with the Golos Field package. So I'm going to wrap this up now, go eat some dinner. I'll have the write-up for all 3 versions on Aether Hub by the weekend. Kind of detailing my thoughts, everything like that. And I'll probably be back within the next half an hour to an hour, and we'll be testing out some Oko shells for best of 1 for the upcoming event. So hopefully get another good video in later tonight. Thanks for those who tuned in. We had some good viewership tonight. Appreciate it. And if you ever miss any of my stuff, it's all on my YouTube channel, MTG_Joe. You can catch all my replays there. You can interact with me either on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Aether Hub, whatever works out best for you. Thanks for tuning in, and if I don't catch you later tonight, have a great night.